Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the HIGH-5 podcast, HIGH-5 After Dark. I'm Rose Malcolm from Malcolm&Mary, and today we're going to take a peek at a beautiful product off the shelves of HIGH-5, in which I think we've actually had the chance to try before on the podcast. Can't remember if it was Imperial or not, but I do know this name is so annoying that I wouldn't have forgot it. We have the Pushin P from Mt.baker. Pushin P, of course, is, that music song by Young Gunna. Big shout out to Young Gunna, free Young Gunna. I don't know if he's free yet. Big shout out to all the musicians that are in jail, specifically the ones who have been targeted to be put in jail, aka those that look like me. But nevertheless, I'm really excited about this. Big shout out to the entire hip-hop community and rap community. I'm praying that this is as popular as that music artist is. Big shout out to Young Gunna. As I feel this, of course, Mt.baker never has jars. We got the grams in bags, eighths in bags, and the quarter in bags as well. I believe the first time we had this, it came in as a limited batch or limited strain. No longer the case. This is just in their regular packaging, so I'm assuming they've adopted it into their array of strains, which is fine. Grown indoors, hand trimmed, Bellingham, Washington. They don't let us know what the cross on it is, but they do let us know the pesticides they use. Subfoil X, Rio Ceres, Azagard, Clonex, Rooting Gel. I'm mad at that. Oh, it's Cheetah Piss and Bahama Mama. They do let us know the strain. Cheetah Piss and Bahama Mama. Nice. Okay. Well, that sounds like more of a sativa dominant hybrid if I've ever heard of it. But of course, we're going to mark it as a hybrid. Today we are smoking out a Penelope pumpkin. You know, we're so excited. Any chance we get to enjoy Penelope pumpkin was a good day. Of course, and also big shout out to Robert De Niro and Midnight Run. I thought that was such a great movie. If you have not seen it on Netflix, Midnight Run, Robert De Niro, go watch that movie. That is a great storyline, slightly funny, a lot of action, really, really, really good, plot, great setting, coast to coast, east to west, just an American classic, shot in the 80s, man. Robert De Niro has black hair. What more could you want? Big shout to Midnight Run. Literally watched it. He reminds me of my dad so much. Robert, like, everything. Mannerisms, jokes, accent, you know what I'm saying? Just everything. Disposition, everything. If you ever want to know who my dad is, watch Midnight Run, featuring Robert De Niro. That's my dad. But okay. Big shout out to Netflix. Let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open, man. See what we're getting into, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the HIGH-5 After Dark podcast. It's midnight. We got to be up at 6 o'clock tomorrow, rock and roll, and do a double all over again tomorrow, man. I'm so excited. Man, it's such a good time. Life is so good. Our money is so good. Wallet, so good. So good. Financially free. Completely independent. Very, very, very satisfied. However, there's always room for improvement. We're staying hungry. We're staying humble. Stay fucking humble. Nobody needs to know how much you have in your account. Don't nobody need to know what trips you're taking. Don't nobody need to know what trips you've taken. Stay fucking humble. Mind your fucking business. I find as though I've had no problem reaching where I am, where I have, gotten to in life. You know what I'm saying? Although I am so happy with that, although I am so pleased with that, although I am so fortunate, yet constantly working hard to continue to do so, that does not mean you sit and brag and think you're better than anybody else and try to overshare your experience. What? If I went every single day of my life and no one ever asked how I was doing, checked in on me, wanted to know where I was going, wanted to know what I was up to, wanted to know where I had been, wanted to know who was this and why my life is this way, I would be the happiest on this planet. I am a very social person. However, I do not love the attention. I find people have very false I should say this. Many people, not everybody, but many people have hidden agendas as to why they ask you things, as to why they are curious about things. Some people don't really care about what it is that you're actually doing. They just want to see what your response is, to gauge what type of person you are and why you answer this, when you answer this, how you answer this. Mind your fucking business. Life is good. Life is actually perfect. Mind your business. Look, the next person that asks me something when I need to mind their business, I'm going to go, boop. I'm going to go, I'm going to go, boop, right on their nose. Boop. And you're going to say, Malcolm, don't put your fingers in my nose. And I'm like, stop putting your mind in my business. Nevertheless. Yeah, let's jump into this, man. My whole thing is I just feel like the world is a better place when you just try to put your best foot forward. Instead of worrying about where I'm stepping my right foot. Bitch, put your, look, over, all the way. Come on now. Come on now. It's a beautiful thing. I can't tell y'all the last time I thought I was worried about something y'all did me. Come on now. Because we could make it vice versa. But nevertheless, here we go. Man, I love the life I live. I really do. Okay, let's see. But yeah, now, as we jump into this, we got Pushin P. Let's see what this terpene profile gives us. Let's see. Staple in the bag, trying to give me yaya, trying to get me stitches. I'm going to say stitches today. Pontos. Stitches in Portuguese. Pontos. Okay. I do get some... Okay. I get like grapefruit or like tangy mango. And it's literally a tie. It's a beautiful blend of both of them. It's definitely nice and fruity right away. The sweetness is there from that. A little bit of flower, a little bit of floral, maybe lilac. That one only get maybe 15%. But I'm not really getting anything too pissy. Kind of has a little bit of like that dryer sheet kind of vibe. I'm gonna say wood. I'm gonna go with the wood. I'm gonna go with wood over pine for sure. So I got tangy mango, lilac, and woody. Loud scale. I'm gonna give this a very solid 7.5 out of 10. Sometimes you'll open that bag and you keep smelling it, but this, not the case. And let's see what this moisture content and everything is about. It's definitely more on the sour side for sure. So, right, definitely more sour. Once again, this is the Pushin P from Mt.baker. Excuse me. Let's see. But yeah, now look. 3 beautiful nugs. Let's go ahead and hold these bad boys up. I mean, it's beautifully crusted with trichomes for sure. Look at that beautiful moisture content. Not mad at that at all. Could squeeze it. It's got a good bounce back. Nice and fuzzy in all honesty. Not the biggest nugs, but I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? And if these 3 nugs make up a gram, I'm not mad at it. Now let's see what we can break these down into with the grind. With the lovely grind. All right. Yeah, big shout out to y'all out there, man. Live your life. Enjoy your life, man. Life is so good. Let's see. And I will say, I think this is better than the last time we had this. Because it definitely looks really nice. staying nice and sweet after it's broken down. Really, I just keep smelling that tangerine mango cross. It's not gassy. Not really diesely. Not really smelling any piss. But you got one tiny nug. That's a great breakdown. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10 breakdown. I'm not mad at that. Density, I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. Moisture, I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. Curb appeal, yeah, we'll give this an 8 out of 10. Not my favorite terpene profile, but it's definitely decent, and I wish it was just a little bit louder. Loud scale, I'm going to give this a 7. I'm not going to do a 7.5. I'll do a 7.0. All right, yeah, man, let's get this into Penelope Pumpkin, man. I'm so excited. Big shout out to the holiday season, man. Y'all already know. Man, it's the end of October. October 26th to be exact. Halloween's around the corner. It's around the corner like I'm coming out of a restaurant. Okay? Corner. Come on now. Big shout out to everybody enjoying Halloween and the festivities. Big shout out to the month of October. All the Libras. All the, what are they, Scorpios? That are in the end of October, I think. I'm not gonna hold you, I can't remember. But yeah, man, big shout out to y'all. Doing this for y'all. Big shout out to my sister. Big shout out to Kai. Kai J. Beautiful. But yeah, man, that one little nut, man, I got a full, this is a full ass. Yeah. Look, that thing don't even want to sit down in the Kai data. Aquela coisa não sente-se na cadeira. Y'all shouldn't have let me learn no Portuguese. Come on now, I'm saying whatever I want to say. That's so. And I'm just going to give this a little tappy, tap, yeah, over the bowl. You know what I'm saying? Get all the residual. Give me all your monies and your residuals. Man, before I get started in this, man, big shout out and R.I.P. Ness. I love my brother so much. It's crazy. Every day. Do it for those who are no longer here every day. R.I.P. Ralph, R.I.P. Brian, R.I.P. Cheryl, R.I.P. Ness, R.I.P. Bradford, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to that nigga Bradford, you know what I'm saying? Damn. R.I.P. Uncle Joe, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to that nigga R.I.P. My mom, sister Cheryl. Man, the list goes on, man, but it's a good time. I ain't even finna hold y'all, man. Everything in stride, man. Keep it moving for everybody no longer here with us, man. We love to see it. We really do. R.I.P. Montana out that can, man. R.I.P. Let's get some more of this, man. Of course, before we get started, well, what are some things we're looking forward to? Well, it's midnight. I would love for something to be a little bit more sedated. I would love for something to be a little bit more drowsy. I would love for something that kind of, well, you know, I'm in a great mood as it is. Does it need to be that mood enhanced? Not necessarily. Because we're not really racing against the clock tonight. I don't have to upload the video right away necessarily, so don't need to stay creative. I don't need to stay engaged. I don't need to stay necessarily stimulated. I am going to put in another great movie, man. That midnight run, it's got me in the mood. It's got me in the mood to enjoy more great movies. Why every time I put on a movie from back in the day, like in the 70s or the 80s, for the first 10 minutes, I'd be like, they got me watching this old-ass movie. Literally, 20, 30 minutes after that, I forget that it's a movie from the 80s. I feel like they get better as the movie goes on. Both quality and storyline as well as the best. But immediately when I turn that shit on, I'd be like, oh, man, I don't want to watch this. 45 minutes and I'd be like, what's going to happen next? All right, man, let's see if this is pushing P or not. Also, big shout out to everybody who knows what that even means. I don't even know what that means. Kids these days. But nevertheless. And well, most importantly, what we're going to wish for, we're going to wish for a smooth smoking experience, because without that, well, it's yaya jaja. Without that, we're going to, well, what's even the point? Big shout out to everybody enjoying Cannabis and Mary Jane Worldwide. I want y'all to know, every time I give a shout, if you're smoking weed and I say that and you hear that, just, that's a hug from me. I'm from Long Island, New York. We don't get no fucking hugs. We don't get no fucking hugs. That's your hug for me, is when I say shout out to everybody smoking weed worldwide. If you, like, who wouldn't want that shout out? You want that shout out, so take it and shut up. Take it, shut up, and love it. Enjoy it. Man, life is good, man. I love everything, man. I love being black. I love being in my shoes. I love the life I live. Man, we love this podcast. Man, man, everything about it, man. Everything about it, man. It's a beautiful thing. Here we go. Definitely more earthy than it is sweet in the flavor profile. Immediately, it's like emptying all the gas from my body from the attic, which we prefer, of course, and be coming out the basement. Well, everybody better run. Big shout out to everybody who may struggle with some stomach issues and bloating and gassiness. It's not a fun problem to have, but it is something that we as humans and mammals deal with. But you know what? I want to do fish fart. That's a great question, and I have to look that up. Well, we just have to. Do fish fart. My phone's about to be like, a what? All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. So it says most fish do not fart. However, there are two expectations, except the shark and the herring. So shark and herring fart. That is very interesting. Anyways, big shout out to all the sharks and all the herring worldwide. Now, so far, it like kind of has that orange and potato profile I speak of often, but then it doesn't. I'm gonna say it tries to be orange and potato, but I'm gonna say falls short at the last moment. And that's both in scent and in flavor profile. It is fairly smooth so far, but I can let you know immediately it's something I would probably, not something I would probably roll up. I think that this is giving me a decent burn, but it's like taking a while for the ember to produce the smoke. Meaning for the amount of smoke that I'm inhaling, usually my hits are a little bit shorter, which in return means I think if it were rolled up, might be something that might not catch the ember or cherry as easily when it comes to the ember. Got the hiccups, just got to relax that diaphragm. Here we go. Third or fourth. It was a third or fourth hit. desired effects are kind of starting to present themselves a little bit. This does have a this does have a tiny sting to it, which is going to prevent it from being a high 9 or a 10 out of 10 as far as smoothness. So I am going to give this about a 7.5 out of 10. It doesn't leave me with any throat irritation, but on the inhale, especially if you're not like super experienced or more warmed up already, like if I could see if I had smoked a joint and then somebody passes to me, like already, acclimated with the, environment of smoking weed, I might not notice it as much, but right from the jump immediately, I notice that it's not that smooth. You definitely pick out that sting. First three things that come to mind as far as a flavor profile, though, I'm going to say savory, earthy, it's a good last one. Let's see. I'm going savory, earthy. Let's see. Remember, turn that bowl. Turn the bowl. Don't be trying the yaya around the jajish. Just turn the bowl. It's the easiest way. Okay. I'm going to go savory, mint, and earthy. And then, believe it or not, the last one is cheese. I do think that last little note is cheese. Which am I happy about? I do enjoy that. This is a really unique flavor profile. But the cheese is last. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 10%, 15%. Which is why y'all see me have to turn it. Cornering is so important. If I kept going at the same rate under the black, or just let the bowl roll in one the first time, I wouldn't have been able to find that cheese note in the second or third hit. And I was able to find the cheese note in the, what was that, the fifth or the sixth hit. You know what I'm saying? Really, all cornering the bowl does is help prolong the longevity of your best smoking experience. As far as getting green every time you hit that lighter on that yaya. But I will say this is social right away. Feel super relaxed. Super relaxed. And I felt good before I got on the block. Now I'm just like coasting. Not paranoid at all. Not at all. Let's see. I've just got to take a moment, let it set in. both mentally and physically. Let Mary Jane come up. Look, you saying, come on over here. Come on over here, my dear. It's okay. Let her sit on your lap. She sits in my lap. I lay back. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great time. It's a great time after that. This does feel like it's going to be a great time as well. I can feel my voice getting softer, my eyes getting lower. It's like I close my eyes to imagine Mary Jane. Didn't want to open them back up. So definitely heavy, closed, heavy and closed. I vibe and high. Could not get that out. But also another sign of the potency and how stony this is kind of becoming. You know, enjoying that. Maybe not enjoying it so much because I'm on the podcast, but if I was out the podcast, why I wouldn't give a fuck. And also, like I said, there's no paranoia on this. Even though I'm making mistakes, I still don't give a fuck. So not bad. That's what you might call relax. And a good thing that is to relax. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say not most fluent. How do you say fluent in Portuguese? I have a feeling it's fluento. Watch. Or I could be way off. Fluente. I said, oh, fluido. Wow, that's another one. Okay. Fluente. Fluente. Eu não sou fluente. Yet. How do you say yet? Ainda. Eu não sou fluente ainda. But I'm getting there. Ficando mais bonito. Bom nisso. Not bonito. No tanto. Like I said, not the most fluent socially, but also don't care. Would I consider this more of a head high or a body high? It's a super stony head high, honestly. Like the attitude and the disposition is very jumping out the window with this one. Big shout out to Ron Browse, but it's very like you know, I feel very rock star, but I also feel for instance, I might feel very careless, but I also feel very carefree. The good news is, well, I have to write that down. I'm gonna say, but also feel very carefree. Yeah, but like I said, the good news is it's definitely more of a chill body buzz so far. I still have a very, very decent amount in this bowl too, speaking of which, I gotta hit it. And I got motherfucking bass one bad. Big shout to them franchise boys, man. Big shout out to Soldier, the youngest king of Soldier. Y'all know if I put Soldier, y'all know if I said I invented to crank that, Soldier would be our first celebrity guest appearance on the podcast. Y'all do know that. All right, let's see. He would come on immediately. Yeah. Not mad at it. But is it my favorite? No. Would I consider this more of a uplifting or sedative vibe? It's more of a sedative vibe because it's definitely more of a lower body high. I'm going to say this is great for pain. I'm going to say lower body, feet in particular. And my feet feel numb, completely numb, completely. And my legs feel like logs, like they barely even feel like they're attached to me right now. Let's see. And also, big shout out to everybody enjoying Mary Jane and spreading that knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And trying their best to do so. You know what I'm saying? This shit is hard. This shit is fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? To sit here and to really, really try to be like, how do I feel right now? That shit's it's harder than it seems. You know what I'm saying? So a big shout to everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, would you recommend carrying this in the store? 100%. But this is top shelf. Does it need to be top shelf? Then I'm gonna have to move that over to a no. I think this would be good in the bottom tier. And I still don't think this is the best stuff down there. Well, it's funny. The last couple of hits had a little bit like a mapleness to it. I was making that face and doing that hand gesture because I'm happy to be done with that. That's how great the smoking experience was. I'm happy to be done with it. Was it the end of the world? No. Am I happy to be done with it? Yes. Now, immediately, just because of that and that statement, is this something I would try again? Probably not. I'm going to say not terrible smoke experience. But is this something I would want to share with somebody either? No. Mm-mm. I could see the high being okay for being around people. You know what I'm saying? I feel incredibly composed. I feel composed. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. And you want to know what's great? When I first started this episode, the beginning desired effects, you know, when the high first hit me, I was having trouble relaying information, you know what I'm saying, making mistakes socially and, you know, really, you know, struggling with the podcast. Whereas now I feel like I've kind of caught on and my brain has kind of dropped to the same train track, you know what I'm saying, as my body. And I feel as though this is now allowing me to, you know, kind of ride along the experience at a, you know, pace that is very, very, you know, fitting for myself, if that makes sense. But it feels good. If I had to sum this up in 3 words, numbing physically, for sure. Euphoric, for sure. It has a really nice euphoria. and then relaxing. Those three things. The only thing right now that's kind of has me a little bit on edge is the fact that I'm on the podcast and I'm responsible for information. If I didn't have that and I was just laying down, I'd be having a blast right now. Well, not to say that I'm not, but I feel like I'm more serious than I am silly. Big shout out to everybody traveling worldwide. Big shout out to everybody trying to learn a new language. That shit hard as hell. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, but I got this. Yeah, pego isso. Starting to get a slight irritation around my throat. Which is a little bit of a bummer. I am going to take a drink right away to see if I can cool it immediately, and if not, well. We're going to see. We're going to see, man. Man, we had a beautiful day. Got a chance to exercise. Remember, everybody get out there and exercise, or try to do a little something. Do calisthenics every day, man. Just try. If you don't move it, you'll lose it. You know what I'm saying? We are getting older. Everybody watching this is grown, so I'm coming with this message. Keep moving. Keep moving while you can. You'll look up. I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna look up. Time flies. You're gonna look up and be, 58 and 40 years old. Start moving now so that you can maintain it. You know what I'm saying? You want to maintain it. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless. When I consider this functional and not functional, definitely not functional. I don't feel like doing anything responsible at all. Would I consider this creative at all? I mean, not really. I give it a 2 out of 10. If it ever comes to time you really have to sit and think about it and it takes that long, bro, come on now. And also, yeah, there's not a lot of imagery going on in my head at all. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. And would I consider this tired at all? Let's see that. You know what I'm saying? But now, what do I think the best time of the day? This is a difficult one. I would have to say probably, I could see this being a good morning strain, actually. I could. Because, like I said, it's more serious than it's silly. So if there were ever a time to, like, do what is next, even if I didn't feel like doing it, in many instances, I'll choose the option to be silly and goofy. This would steer me, you know what I'm saying? In I think the beginning of the day, if you are gonna, enjoy cannabis, I feel like this could be an awesome, like, morning wood killer, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of be like, no, Malcolm, you gotta get in the shower. Tell her she gotta get up and leave. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, yeah. This is that kind of session. And I think also if she's partaking in this, she'll probably be like, let me get my butt. Look, she'll probably be like, let me get up out of here. This man has to go to work. Man, big shout out to all the beautiful people worldwide. Nevertheless. But yeah. This could be a nice morning high, setting yourself up for success throughout your day. Now, I'm trying this at midnight. You can say, well, Malcolm, are you setting yourself up for success at midnight now? Yes, but I also feel as though that just means I'm gonna get ready to go to sleep. As I told you in the beginning, that was what I was hoping for. So this in this experience for this time of day, for me today in these current circumstances, is great. It's great. You know what I'm saying? This is doing what I wished it might have done. You see what I'm saying? Now. Why wouldn't I try this again? Because there's I didn't even have to open my drawer. It's because there are strains that are better for this time of night for myself, which is why this will get pushed to the yaya. Which is why this would get pushed to the yaya. Which is why this also is gas. That is stupid. This is stupid gas. But those are literally the first 3 bags I picked up off of the top of the dresser, literally. You know what I'm saying? So now when you say, well, what could I see myself trying this, you know what I'm saying, instead of? In the morning time. I did get a chance to try the Mt.Baker grapefruit. I do think that one was pretty good. But I think in the morning time, I'm typically not a morning smoker typically like that. You see what I'm saying? I just see this I just see this continuously getting skipped until, because this is going to be really the only time I have to really indulge. But nevertheless, even though this wasn't the worst for this time of day, like I said. But anyways, I'm starting to ramble. This is a little prone to ramble as well. But it seems as though this has brought us to a close. Oh, I'm sorry, not a close. This has brought us to a scale of 1 through 10 and what I recommend. And it is the Pushing P from Mt.Baker. In the top shelf, all things considered. And the flavor, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Or actually a 5.5 out of 10, to be completely honest. That's a 5.5 out of 10. But potency, I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Actually, I give this a 7.8. Well, yeah, 7.8 out of 10. Let's see. It is good for multitasking. I will say that. Like I said, because of that seriousness, you know what I'm saying? It has a remnant of sobriety to it, for sure, for when it comes to certain things. You see what I'm saying? But I do feel physically under the influence. So, and it's like, well, does this mean that you have incredible clarity and you just get all the, up top and you just get all of the physical relief? No. I wouldn't use clarity as the word. It doesn't feel clear. I definitely, like I said, it's a very euphoric high. You know what I'm saying? So that's coming across to kind of skew the realm of clarity. But I just feel like it's more serious, so it's less slack in all aspects of the word. You know what I'm saying? So nice though, and that's a nice touch. That is the theme of this: more serious, less silly, and in all the things that branch off of that saying. You see what I'm saying? At least for myself, at this time and this environment. When I read this and I look at the date and I look at the time and I see where I don't know, Malcolm, you were at 2068 at midnight smoking in Portland, Oregon. You know what I'm saying? Gotta love it. Also, big shout out. You can come see me. Y'all know what's up. I ain't finna be doing nothing but this. Come on now. Big shout to entire Hawthorne. But nevertheless, overall, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give this, and it's very dry mouth as well. Overall, I'm gonna give this 7 out of 10. Just because it's top show. And other reasons. I don't think it's just because it's top show. Well, Malcolm King, what are those other reasons? Like I said, can't really see this being a strain. I think a hybrid is an accurate term to describe the desired effects of this. Does that mean I feel like it's best in the middle of the day? Not really. I think this is still either a nighttime or a morning time. Night or morning. I want to be happier than this in the middle of the day. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be great regardless on my own. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was more mood enhanced. And I was more mood enhanced when I started this podcast than I am now. You know what I'm saying? And you can even hear that in my tone and, you know what I'm saying, and how I'm going about this. You know what I'm saying? But it's good because as this podcast has went on and I become more serious, I've been able to relay more information a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? And stay focused on the task at hand. Hence why, exactly. That's not always the case. Y'all know I'd be the first person to hold this up when we 46 minutes in and then I haven't even written anything. You see what I'm saying? Strains are different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not crazy. Oh, maybe just a little but crazy. But I do like this as a high though. I definitely do. Took a little while to kind of kick in, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to write about a good 12 minutes. But still going to give this a 7 out of 10. This is the Pushin P from Mt.baker. Is this something I would recommend? No. Just because of the smoke experience. And actually, I'm going to drop this down to 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. I said I wouldn't even look forward to, trying this again. You see what I'm saying? But big shout out to Mt.baker. When I say that this has grown very well, I think it's definitely decent. It did burn fairly black, you know what I'm saying? As you can see, literally looking at the bowl right here. You can literally see it. You see what I'm saying? But anyways, would I say I enjoyed my experience? Yes. What would I pay for this product? Like I said, budget tier. I think this is a budget tier. And that's to say that the Granddaddy Purple from them that we have on the shelf, or what's the other one? There's another strain from Mt.baker on the shelf right now. I think it's Puro Loco. It's not to say that those are bad strains as well. They could, be much better grows. You know what I'm saying? Or, just better for me myself. Nevertheless, big shout out to Mt.baker. This is the Pushin P. And would I recommend this? Actually, this isn't in the top, so it's in the middle tier, but still, I think that it's, a budget tier, for myself. Like I said, I wouldn't just because of smoke experience. But it seems as though this has brought us to a close. I want to give a big shout out to everybody enjoying Mary Jane smoking weed worldwide and rocking and rolling because you're great and I appreciate you. You see what I'm saying? Remember, never shop by THC percentage. Always listen to your, coworkers, colleagues, and bartenders because they somewhat have an idea or should. You see what I'm saying? And if y'all don't have that, well, you have to set standards across the industry. Big shout out to the companies that are doing so. Big shout out to Leafly and Moody Day. You see what I'm saying? Big shout out to them. Man, life is good. Enjoy your life. Put your best foot forward. Rock and roll. You will be rewarded. Put your best foot forward, I promise. Things you never thought you could do and more. Put your best foot forward. We're having a great time. Nevertheless, big shout out to y'all worldwide. Remember to stay high and humble, y'all. And we'll see you next time. Peace.